guys, what is up? Today is actually my first day of 5 months to 50. So with that being said, it means it's time to make an assessment. That's right. Before you get into any kind of workout program, if you're going to be working with anybody, a trainer or whatever, you really need to find out where you're at to kind of decide on a game plan to get to your goals. You do need to know what your goals are, but to help figure out what those goals are, you really need to know where you're at. So with that being said, you're going to have to take some measurements. I'm lucky enough to have been able to have access to an in-body machine, which gives me some very, very good information as to how much I weigh, kind of what my body fat is, what my ideal calories per day is. Those are all good things that you do need to calculate. But if you're not going to measure, if you don't have access to that, just get on a good old scale. A scale is going to give you a lot of good information. It gives you your weight. It gives you a number. I know that it's going to fluctuate from day to day, but at least you have an idea. After that, then you can work on a game plan. So we're looking at the my in-body here, and compared to where I was in December, I have put on about 10 pounds of fat. It is what it is. Haven't always been eating right, haven't been sleeping right, and those things take effect on you. Been a little bit of stress in my life, but hey, I've also been less active since when I was fully coaching and everything like that, so that's kind of affected how much I move in a day. So I got to take all of those things into consideration. Kind of cool thing is I did not really lose any overall muscle on my body. So my recommended daily calories that I need just to stay even is the same. That's kind of good for me. Now, when you're figuring out how many calories you need, there's a lot of different calculators that you can use online. There's some different formulas that you can use. You do want to kind of experiment with it because it's not an exact science. You have slightly different things. It doesn't know how much you move. Usually when you're figuring out your basal metabolic rate, it's just, hey, this is what you are if you were just to live, do nothing else, and not have any real changes. Obviously, that's not how life is. You're going to move. You're going to do things. You're going to sleep better some days, eat better other days, and have slip-ups here or there. All right, so now that you've figured out roughly, how many calories you need on a given day just to maintain, now it's time to try to figure out what an ideal day looks like when it comes to eating, which means you're going to have to start tracking your food. It's not always fun, but hey, it keeps you on track, hence tracking. Anyway, if you are tracking your food, you can actually say, hey, am I eating this? And you've got to be honest with yourself. You really want to see real change. I have way too often seen people say, oh, I'm eating perfect, yet they're sitting out every day looking for the best jelly bun in town. Well, you know what? You're not eating perfect, obviously, if you're looking to eat the best jelly bun in town. And it's kind of funny because they used to leave that off their trackers. But they'd also post that they were looking for the best jelly bun in town on social media. So a couple things I love to track when I actually am on top of things is how active I am, how much sleep I get, and how well I eat. I do use an Apple Watch. I know that these things are wildly inaccurate for most things. However, it gives me a good idea. If I know I'm not that active, if I go anything less than 10,000 steps in a day, I just usually use the timer feature on the watch. I ignore what the calories say because I know that they're not completely accurate for me. Because I've had days where I'm dripping sweat and it says I burned 200 calories, and I've other days where I don't even feel like I've done anything and it says, hey, congratulations, you just burned 800 calories. It makes no sense. So I leave that with a grain of salt. But I do use it to know how many minutes a day that I've worked out. And I gotta be honest, I also like to kind of, after my workout, say how hard I worked out. Track that, because then you'll know, okay, I could have gone harder, I could have gone easier. But you also know that there's going to be days when you're going to want to go harder and days you want to go easier. final piece of the puzzle when it comes to this is actually the workout plan that you're going to follow. For me, I prefer kind of a pull, push, leg, ab, pull, push, leg, active recovery day. That just seems to be what I work with best, but I'm not married to it. I mean, you have to be able to be flexible with your workout. I mean, there's going to be times when you're on vacation and you're going to be walking 15 miles because, hey, that's how big Disneyland is when you're chasing kids around. So with that being said, you're not always, being active does not mean that you're doing exactly the same workout every day. You also want to experiment with it. Every single time I do a workout, I always want to have at least one exercise and workout that I don't really know. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of grow and learn new things, keep up on things. So challenge yourself. And if you have a day where you miss, that might be okay. Sometimes I actually want to miss. Like if I get less than 6 hours sleep a day, I do not want to touch a weight. Will I still do some cardio? Yes, but I am not going to hit a weight because it's just not worth it for me. My body hasn't had a chance to recover because you know what? You are not what you can do. You are what you can recover from. So anyway, today is the first day of my 5 months to 50. So continue to follow if you want to. If not, I'll just do it for me.